Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hearthstone. This is going to be an attempted recording session here. I have a list of things to talk about. Hopefully my Hearthstone deck tracker here is showing up. It's a little odd and kind of almost impossible to test out, make sure. Quite like when I was using it the old-fashioned way with its own window, you have to go into OBS and double check and reassert that it's going to use the overlay layer. So that's a problem. We need 3 victories with a warrior. We need 5 victories with a shaman, which will get both of those. We are 9 days into left. We have 9 days left as far as winning ranked. Getting up anywhere, I suppose, with wild or standard, so everything's going to be ranked play. I want to get up to 18 every month, and we've barely made it to 20. So let's begin here. I also have done some paperwork. Almost all my paperwork is couch up now, and when I say paperwork, I mean scheduling videos and labeling them with tags, and honestly, a lot of those things I just don't know. I don't know if tags actually help. I don't know if I do too much tags, too much descriptions, too long titles. I don't know if it throws a ton of my videos right out of the search reference. Inherently, there is definitely a problem, but there's a problem with something I'm doing because my videos aren't getting views, but I also have to temper that with the truth here. It's that for a lot of people's perspective, this is a video game criticism / let's play channel, and there's tons of let's plays channels. So anything short of YouTube kicking out every single let's player that doesn't actually do criticism and then somehow and yet keeping mine alive and fine, anything short of that is probably not going to help my channel very much. That's just the truth of it. So the truth is, what I do, the only creative aspect of it is my criticism, is what I add to it, and it's very hard for YouTube right now in their system to put a value on that. And it's very hard to get out there. I don't want to spam people. I don't want to get banned for spamming people. I get spam on quite a lot of people. It's like, great video, lied, I didn't watch the video. It's the same message every time. If you have some time, come look at my channel. And I'm like, I'm a YouTube creator. I put out way more videos than you almost always. I don't have time to watch the channel. And if you had half a thought in your head and weren't just an AI, some bot somewhere, you would know that one person, one YouTube creator who's not going to have any time to watch your videos coming to your channel doesn't really add that much. I got one that's like, I'm playing a game here. Why don't you, if you follow, subscribe, and follow everybody that's in this that I follow, and then write in your comments this same like chain letter thing. I'm like, yeah, this is just a new version of a chain letter. Again, I don't have time for that. It's just it's so dumb. So I just flag them all as spam. I get some other spam. There's one guy that's putting like zabub, whatever that means, ZBEB. Never heard of it. But he's not putting any like HTML links. He's not saying anything else, so I let him through. Might as well. Almost certainly that's a spam bot testing to see if my channel is filtering out spam bots. That's probably what's leading to the other spam bots showing up, but that's fine. Right now I can certainly flag the real spam and keep the scout spam and help my channel whatever little bit one comment on one video helps it, which is probably not that much.
Put this apple on
The
your
only
head.
things that I get a lot of views on are
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
the Hearthstone expansions. So the one game I kind of wish I could stop playing altogether and save my time is unfortunately the one that gets all the
Powering
views.
up. Portals online.
Right on time.
So yeah, that's certainly not the greatest situation, but I need to, as I'm doing the paperwork, to get off that point. I don't even know how I got on that point again. I looked at the AdSense, by the way, and even though YouTube says I've made over $100, AdSense says I've only made $96, which means if they're waiting for the AdSense to go over to $100, it'll probably be another 4 weeks at that rate. So that's its own little issue, isn't it? I'll play this.
Engage.
That was an error. Job done.
So, yeah, so it could be another 4 weeks before they ever pay. It could be never. I don't know. At the end of the day, it's almost, I'm in such a weird position in my life that almost nobody else is ever going to be in. It's almost like it doesn't matter if it ever pays. If it mattered it paid, I would go struggle through a chain of several jobs that I would certainly hate, but would pay at least the minimum wage. Let's see, which one of these do I want to use to kill this guy? Why is he telling me it's an error? I seem to be winning. But mostly this is just, this entire channel is really its own kind of strange, very long diary of playing video games. The only thing that would change a little bit is if I wasn't recording these videos, I would certainly drop a percentage of the video games that I'm playing, like that I have played. Some games I've dropped even as I was covering them and said, look, I can't even go any further here, but I probably would have dropped like Assassin's Creed 2 and just been like, put that on the back burner. And moved on to the next game. There's a ton of games in my library that I want to play that I haven't gotten around to. You get back to the almost now nefarious Borderlands. Just haven't gotten anywhere close to that. I could have certainly not played other games and covered that instead. There's a lot of games that also I wouldn't have ever even played if it weren't for the fact that they were
Running the program.
if it weren't for the fact that I was doing this channel. I'm also trying a slightly different thing here. I'm not directly looking at my list of topics because I don't want to burn through them too fast. I want to try and get 3 recordings here. I need to get back to doing 3 or more recordings so So almost any gameplay I need to do, I feel like that should be done on the screen too. Here we go, 2 legendaries of the same kind. That'll be interesting. I need to kill a
Through. Ready to program.
I need to actually kill 2 characters. So, yeah, I need more Hearthstone. After scheduling everything, Hearthstone is right now in line with everything else, which means that kind of just that everything has fallen behind now. I might get a big boost of that, assuming Resident Evil 4 comes out, and I get that remastered version. I can play that, and assuming BioShock comes out in time and I get the remastered version, I can play that. Then I've got the 2 alternates there, scheduled and ready to go. And if I just do everything in the correct way, hopefully that will fix it. Let's see.
Coming
So
through.
I don't need this one. And somehow that killed one character I wasn't expecting. Let's not screw around. Let's take the victory. I need victories, so I'm gonna take victories. Why that guy was saying that was an error, I don't know. He was probably trying to annoy me or something. There was another play with your friend and get a 80 gold, which I did that, so that's good. Speaking of Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil in general, I'm still not really sure, and I think I already talked about Resident Evil 7.
Jaina.
Doesn't the part they showed didn't look like there was any first-person shooting like defense there. It felt very much like running around and hiding, which is, I don't think Resident Evil does a good job on that style of game. But there is this new game that I want to talk about called Agony. Now, if you've seen the trailers for this, and hopefully you wouldn't a mature adult watching these trailers, because they do have a lot of graphic, grotesque horror in them, and they're kind of, let's see, can I do this? Yeah, I think I can.
Powering up. Portal online.
And there's a slight bit of nudity. One of the characters is running around with her quote-unquote boobs hanging out, which is really weird because it's all the creatures in Agony, except for maybe the main character, don't look anything like humans. They look like these very grotesque monsters, and so it's very strange to have this monster with red, sore flaps of skin, flesh all over the place, and yet then on the chest is just this smooth, very average set of breasts. It doesn't even match the character design well, and the newest extended trailer has more of that kind of matches a little bit better. It's very, very much leaning into satanic and devilish imagery in its horror, and
what to do.
It's promising quite a lot, and it's got my attention. There's just a little problem with it. That look, I did a little research here, as sort of a games journalist. Sorta. I mean, I have no inside event, but I did a little research. I guarded myself against the hype because it already feels like they're trying to hype it up. But when you look at the company, which is called Madhead, that is making this, it's like their first project as this new company. It was formed in 2016. This game is supposed to be out second quarter 2017. I suspect it's either going to get pushed back. Even right now, I'm saying it probably is going to get pushed back to either third quarter 2017 or third quarter 2018, maybe 19, because they're barely pushing the 2-year limit there.
Powering up. Portals online.
Barely touching 2 years. Now, the one thing I can say about Agony's developers, Madhead, is that they did have people that made up that thing did work on the Division and the Witcher. The Witcher in particular, those artistic styles of some of the succubus, I could see where if you wanted to go darker with that, and the Witcher does have pretty good artistic style, so that would work. You also kind of have to weigh it with the fact that it is a survival horror game in a world full of survival horror games, so it very easily could be short, it very easily could be way less than what you're expecting if you get live. I wouldn't be surprised if this was really just a simple 3, 4, 5 hour game, and people in their mind would just assume that it's going to actually be 10, 20 hour, 30 hour game. It may not be that. It may be randomized too. The actual parts that look like gameplay in those trailers, for what little of that actually looks like gameplay, seems like you're just sneaking around hallways and throwing torches, and that's about all I could guarantee is actual gameplay, and everything else looks like it might be trigger-based events or cutscenes. So you have to temper that very well. Often people will go that dark, scary route because they're not very good or very capable of making a good, long game. Now, this Madhead is 9 developers, people who have worked on previous games, but besides The Division and The Witcher, I didn't recognize the other games that were listed here. So, it could very easily be that one of the developers is the guy that worked on Division, one of the developers is the guy that worked on Witcher, or one of the guys worked on The Division and Witcher, and you have no idea what aspect that would be in. They may have worked in quality assurance testing, they may have worked on the audio, they may have worked on the video, they may have worked on programming something as simple as the loading screens. So you could certainly stretch your resume quite easily. I mean, if I go do QA for a game that's super popular, I can certainly say I worked on that.
Someday I'll be just
You
like
can certainly
you.
twist the words to mean a lot more than, to imply a lot more than they actually mean. So I'm cautiously optimistic about that. Why do I put my pen away? That makes no sense. I should just keep the pen out so I can cross things out. So that's certainly one of the few things that I'm looking into. Another thing I'm looking into is Nier Automata. Now, Nier Automata is coming to Steam, which is good. I'm glad it's coming to Steam. But it presents a problem now. So far, Nier, the original game, the game that this game is a sequel to, hasn't come to Steam. I can't find it on Steam at least. And if that is the truth of it, then that the original's not coming to Steam or PC in any fashion, that opens the problem that I do run into a little bit, where you're just playing like sequels to games that I can't cover. One that strikes me very much is like Secret of Monkey Island. I'm gonna have to go find my game files for that and and set that up and just play it through the Scum VM machine outside of Steam, because the Secret of Monkey Island games originally, simply just the original ones, don't seem like they're on Steam. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I am, but I don't think I am. So that's a problem. Certainly other games are a problem. If an amazing Metroid Prime game, which there's some theory here that there might be another Metroid Prime, no guarantee it would even be good though, because like the third or fourth Metroid Prime game with Samus in it was pretty bad. If that came to PC, you still couldn't play 1, 2, or 3 there first. If the newest like Super Mario game came out on PC, but none of the predecessors, same issue. There's a lot of games that have a lot of history that simply I would have to start in the middle. A lot of games also do the reboots. So like Tomb Raider's reboot was a great example of a good point to start in. Darksiders is a somewhat worse example of that, because the Darksiders update for the first game is coming out several months after the update to the second game. So now I'm kind of waiting for the first game update before I touch one of them. So that one has actively stopped me from playing a game I already own for a while. But it is pretty common that there's just non-Steam versions or non-PC versions of prequels or originals of games of series, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to pull things out to play the games in the right order that I would like to play them. There we go. I don't know if I'm gonna win this one, but it's definitely a problem.
Someday I'll be just like
Final
you.
Fantasy like 1, 2, and 3 I don't believe are on Steam or PC, which honestly, each Final Fantasy that is a new number I don't think has much connection to any of the other Final Fantasies. One of the Final Fantasies is an MMO, so I'll never play that. The decisions have to be made all the time on my channel, and that comes down to time management, and it makes it an easy decision when the game just doesn't exist on PC. No, I recently played I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, and it was difficult to get it to run originally. It's not a very good game. Its story would have been probably amazing when it first came out, but that was, I would bet, 30 or 40 years ago. And so, like, it just doesn't hold up. So it's kind of helpful if that game in particular wasn't on PC. It would be helpful, because then I wouldn't have played it. But I played it now, and I'll probably never play it again. And it's in my Steam library, which is up to 493 games. And somebody friended me on Steam, and they had 7 games. And I was like jaw-dropped. And one of them I think is free to play. Too, so at least one of them. It's like 7 games, wow. I've only had this Steam account for 2 years at most. And I've already gotten way more than that. He or she, I don't know, have only 2 badges, and I think you could probably get more than 2 badges if you just bother to try. Not that it's really necessary to get badges, but I want to get back to, and I was let's see, thinking about this, and the thought occurs to me that I really would like to get back to Minecraft a little bit. But I don't think I can. It's just because of time management issues. It's a pain, I know. I just watched a video just a few minutes ago of someone doing a Stargate in Minecraft that looked interesting. The other day I saw somebody design something that shoots you up in the air really fast using boats to use the elytra, which I never actually got that thing to work so far. The 1.10 seems like it's starting to add some things. I saw a thing where they said maps would work in the end, and I thought, oh, that would be great if you could put custom maps in the end. And then I thought about it some more, and I realized what they meant was the maps you build in the game will start working in the end, so you can actually map out the end, which is actually kind of necessary now that the end is a little bit different than it used to be. It used to be just this big black empty place with a central island. Now it's an ever expanding world like the overworld. Let's see. Let's go and take this guy out. So I've got 2 of these. If I can fill this up and get enough damage, I can give it 6. Here, let's see. So 6 to this guy would be 8, and 6 to this guy would be 14. So I'm hoping next turn this will work. Let's see, if he kills this guy, which is about the only guy he could kill, then I'll have 6 here, 7 here, that's 13, and 6 here, and that. So unless the secret is something totally wrong, let's try this. It's not counterspell, so it might be the one that gives immunity. It's ice barrier. Alright, so I may not have enough here to win this one. I made a little bit of progress on my Lego Ghostbuster house. I don't know if I've even mentioned I got that. I think I did. It's quite the almost blatant betrayal of actually working on my channel and recording, which I'm falling back behind. But frankly, a few of the games I've been playing lately have worn me out. Didn't really want to finish it. I'm playing Costume Quest right now, and it's its own little pain of a game because it feels like it should be a kid's game, but it doesn't work like a kid's game. The text for most of the time scrolls incredibly fast, and it's only text. Nothing's voiced, which makes it already like not friendly to kids, particularly kids who can't read. And the text scrolls super fast, whereas an adult who reads probably at an average speed, I can't even stay up with it and read things out loud. and then half the time you can have to hit A to move the text forward, which is the right way to do it, but in the middle of even conversations, it will all of a sudden stop requiring you to hit A, and it will just move forward on its own. It's very confusing, unfinished mess of an interface. So, yeah, it's very, very strange that the game seems super short. It seems kind of repetitive, even at super shortness. Seems at points it might be even a little too difficult for kids, because some of the RPG battles and some of the elements to it seem a little advanced and difficult. So it just feels like it's missing some polish. It's also weird that it's a Halloween game, but when it was originally released, it only gave a week or two of gameplay before you would have actually hit Halloween, and then very easily I could see you wouldn't even want to continue playing the game after Halloween happened.
Amazing.
Well, that's victory for me.
Whoops.
So, I guess we did some decent progress here. We get a win streak. We got up to rank 19, which at least we'll make up that. Can't lose that. But we've gone 30 minutes. I'm not going to play anything off screen because I am trying to get it 3 recordings here, and maybe I've gone through 1/3 of our topics, and we've gone 30 minutes, so everything seems to lined up pretty nicely. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. I feel like I rambled. I don't think I actually finished the Lego Ghostbusters thing. I did the next step on that, is basically all I was saying, and I enjoyed this latest step more than I liked the step before, because there was one step where you were doing just building walls, and then the step right after it, you fill everything around those walls with details, and I guess I like details more than anything else. So that's the Lego story, and that's it for this recording. Like, share, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. I wonder if I could make videos of myself building Legos if people would watch that. That would be an expensive experiment, and yeah, I'd probably never do it. Anyways, comment if you want to. I've said that 3 times. Click on my name on the right. There's a button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. Down below are links to all my social media sites. I can't wait till those new outro things come to Google, so I can stop saying these things every time. Friend and follow me on all those social media links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.